It's third grade. The teacher asks a question. Your hand goes up before she finishes the sentence. She calls on someone else. They get it wrong. She calls on you. You get it right. You always get it right. Nobody warns you what that costs. This is what life actually looks like at every level of intelligence. Not IQ scores, not test results. What it feels like to live inside a mind at every level, where it takes you, what it takes from you, and why the people at the top are not always the ones who win. Level 1. IQ 70 to 85. The invisible bracket. You are not diagnosed with anything. That's the first thing to understand. You sit in the same classroom as everyone else, take the same tests, hear the same explanations, but something doesn't land the way it lands for others. The teacher moves on before you finish processing. Nobody explains why. They just mark the paper and hand it back. You learn early that effort doesn't always close the gap. You study 3 hours. Someone else studies 30 minutes. They score higher. You stop showing the effort. Effort without result is just humiliation in slow motion. You find your ground elsewhere. Loyalty, reliability, reading people. You know who to trust before others figure it out. You read a room in seconds. Skills no standardized test ever captures. The cost at this level isn't intelligence, it's invisibility. The world doesn't have a category for you that isn't insulting, so you build your life quietly, without acknowledgement, with more dignity than most people twice your score ever manage. Level 2, IQ 85 to 100, the majority, the machine. This is most people, functional, competent, capable of everything the modern world requires. School was manageable, not effortless, manageable. You didn't love it, you didn't hate it. It was a process and you processed it. You think in concrete terms, specific problems, specific solutions. This is not a flaw. This is how most of human civilization got built. Someone had to lay the bricks. Someone had to show up at 6 in the morning and do the thing that needed doing. The danger at this level is the narrative. Society has decided intelligence is the most important trait a person can have. The message underneath every school ranking is the same. Smart people win. You absorb that whether you choose to or not. The most corrosive thing that happens here isn't failure, it's the quiet acceptance that your role is to execute, not design. Some people reject that entirely and build remarkable things. Most don't. The tragedy isn't that they couldn't do more, it's that they were never asked to find out. Level 3. IQ 100 to 115. The comfortable zone, the trap. This is where the system starts rewarding you. You test well. School makes sense. The feedback is consistently positive. Good university, respectable degree, promotions arrive on schedule. You are competent and you know it. This is the most seductive trap in the entire spectrum. Competence without resistance doesn't teach you its own limits. When things come easily, you never develop the habit of pushing past the point where it stops being easy. You optimize within the system instead of questioning whether the system is worth optimizing for. You become the perfect product of institutional thinking. You know the rules, you follow the rules, you advance. And because advancement looks like success, you never notice the rules were designed by someone else for someone else's purposes. Some people sense something, a restlessness without a name, a feeling the script they're following is well written but not theirs. They book a vacation, they return, the restlessness is still there, waiting. Most retire comfortable and slightly hollow, and cannot tell you why. Level 4, IQ 115 to 130, the edge, where it gets interesting. Something shifts here. You start noticing patterns before other people name them. A problem appears. Everyone works on the problem as stated. You question whether it's the right problem. This is useful. It is also exhausting. You are almost never on the same frequency as the people around you. Meetings feel like they're moving through water. You finish sentences in your head before others finish them out loud. The room doesn't appreciate it when you do it out loud. You develop a performance of patience. You listen to explanations you don't need. You make other people feel smart because you've learned that's a survival skill. But now you can see the systems you operate inside with uncomfortable clarity. You see where organizations lie to themselves, which decisions are made for stated reasons and which for real ones. This is the first serious cost. Clarity without power is its own suffering. You can see the bad decision forming. You cannot stop it. The committee nods. The committee does what it was always going to do. The ones who thrive learn that intelligence isn't the point. Leverage is. The ones who don't become the most articulate cynics in every office in the world. Level 5, IQ 130 to 145. The threshold. The loneliness begins. You have crossed a line nobody prepared you for. The gap between you and the average mind is no longer a matter of degree. It is a matter of kind. And the world does not know what to do with you. School identified you early, gifted programs, a label that felt like a gift and functioned like a cage. You learned to read 3 grade levels above your peers. You forgot to learn how to eat lunch with them. Within 3 months at your first job, you've identified 7 structural problems your organization ignored for a decade. You write them up. Your manager is threatened, nothing changes. You take another job, same story, different city. By your mid-30s, you've developed one of 2 responses. You either build something your own, or you conclude the available structures are irredeemable and quietly withdraw. From outside, withdrawal looks like underachievement. From inside, it's a rational response to years of confirmation that the systems on offer weren't built for you. The loneliness here is real and rarely discussed. Because the complaint sounds like arrogance. The room hears, "I think I'm smarter than you." Both things can be true. That's the problem. Level 6, IQ 145 and above. The rarest room. The heaviest ceiling. Almost nobody talks about what happens here. By the time the room has absorbed what was said, you've already processed it, formed 3 responses, anticipated replies to each, and returned to waiting. The waiting is the dominant experience of your life. Popular culture assumes a trade-off. Brilliant mind, limited feeling. The documented reality is the opposite. Emotional intensity correlates with cognitive intensity at the upper ranges. You feel more, not less. You can analyze your emotions with surgical precision and still be completely overwhelmed by them. Finding someone whose mind engages yours at full capacity is genuinely rare. Most relationships involve a negotiated limitation. You hold back, you simplify, you move at their pace. This is love expressed as restraint. But restraint sustained across years has a cost that compounds quietly. The concepts that interest you have no casual conversational form. You became fluent in multiple reduced versions of yourself. The professional version, the social version, the family version, each one a compression. Somewhere private, the full version keeps running. The contributions at this level are civilizational and invisible in equal measure. The mathematics behind modern encryption, the frameworks that restructured entire scientific fields, built by people operating here. Most names unknown outside their disciplines. They placed their work where the right people would find it, then went back to the waiting. The part nobody tells you. The curve of intelligence is not a curve of happiness. Life satisfaction does not increase linearly with IQ. It peaks somewhere in the middle and quietly declines as cognitive capacity increases beyond a certain point. Not because smarter people suffer more, because smarter people can see more clearly what there is to suffer about. The person at 85 with real relationships, physical work, a clear purpose, that life has a texture and solidity that the person at 145, running analysis on their own emotions at 2 a.m., would recognize as something they traded away without fully meaning to. The intelligence hierarchy never mentions the most important thing. The goal was never to score higher. The goal was never even to understand more. The goal was to live.